All right, it's 1:30, and I will call to order the meeting today, the August 10, 2026 meeting of the Policy Committee. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, Nace Ruvalo.
Here.
Ted Bentley.
Yes.
Susan Hildred.
Here.
Sarah Spence.
Here.
Roll call is taken.
All right, thank you. Item 3, the approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of July 13. Anyone have any comments about the minutes? All right. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll move to approve the minutes of the Monday, July 13th, 2006. I'll second that.
Very well. Do we need to have an individual vote on that?
No, it could be unanimous.
Sorry?
Consent. It could be unanimous consent.
Okay. There's no objection to that, then it will be deemed unanimous. Thank you. All right, item 4 is the member forum, and I understand that there's only one person who is signed up for that remotely.
Yes, at this moment, I'll read the member forum. Members are welcome to speak during the designated member forum at Rossmore Walnut Creek RWC board and committee meetings, either in person or via Zoom. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes and must clearly state their full name and Rossmore address before beginning. If speaking on behalf of another member, a signed consent form is required. To speak, members must submit a completed member form slip prior to the start of the forum. Member form slips and guidelines are available at the meetings. For convenience, both the guidelines and forms may also be assessed and printed in advance from the RWC Board and Committee Meetings webpage. Please be advised that meetings are broadcast and recorded. By attending and participating, including during the open forum, attendees agree to and release RWC from all liability for their voice and/or likeness being recorded and broadcast for any lawful purposes without compensation. For more details, including instructions on how to participate, submit written comments, and access printable member forum guidelines and forums, please visit myrossmore.com, Rossmore Governance, RWC meetings. Mr. Phil Prasik is going to be speaking today over member forum. Mr. Prasik, you have 2 minutes. I'm going to allow you to talk. You may begin.
Phil, are you there?
You need to unmute yourself.
Okay. Hopefully that's better. Good afternoon. My name is Phil Prasik at 2625 Ptarmigan Drive, number 5. I'd like to extend kudos to Masaya Vinoya, the social media manager of the Rossmore News. He does a wonderful job showcasing various Rossmore clubs, which is beneficial to the clubs, to RWC overall, and towards generating interest in new buyers of Rossmore properties. Many buyers have expressed that the vibrancy of clubs and activities within Rossmore was a significant part of their buying decision of their Rossmore home. Law of supply and demand in economics tells us that the more buyers that are interested, the better for our property values. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Phil. No more speakers. Member forum is closed. Then we'll move on to item 5, the chair's report. I have nothing to report to the committee today, so we can skip that line item 6, unfinished business. You'll see on the agenda that there is nothing on the agenda for unfinished business, so we will skip item 6 as well and move on to 7 under new business. A under new business will be consider the recommendation to retire to be made to the board to retire the existing policy 102.1.2 resale community facilities fee since it is no longer relevant. Any discussion about that? No discussion? Okay. Do I hear a motion then to be made on that?
Well, I can move to recommend to the RWC board to retire the existing policy 102.1.2 resale community facilities fee since it is no longer relevant.
Second.
All right, we have a second. Any further discussion? All right, anyone object to the motion? And it'll be deemed passed unanimously.
Unanimously approved, thank you.
Okay. Let's turn then to item 7B as in boy. Consider recommendation to the board to retire the existing policy 102.1.3 medical facilities fee since it is no longer relevant. Anyone like to make the motion on that?
Go ahead.
I move that we recommend to the RWC board to retire the existing policy 102.1.3 medical facilities fee since it's no longer relevant.
Second on that? All right, Mr. Bentley is seconding that. Any discussion on that pending motion? Hearing none, it will be deemed and approved unanimously by the committee. Moving on to 7C as in cat. We consider the recommendation that the board retire rule R116.0, smoking in Lions Point Park, as the rule governing property that is not owned or maintained by the Rossmore Walnut Creek. And quite frankly, I've been here for 15 years and I don't know where Lions Point Park is.
I've been here 16 years and I don't know.
It's awesome. Great place.
All
It's
right.
actually a very nice view.
So I had a question. I mean, do we have any idea how this happened?
Yes.
The mutual property?
Yes, so this was originated when there was a great deal of fire concern during Tim O'Keefe's time here. And Tom Cashon really spearheaded all of the fire safety policies, no smoking on the property. And so this was added, not with the knowledge that this wasn't RWC property. So this really just came about. And as I was looking for any policies that should have been retired, we found the previous two that you made a motion on and this one, because I reached out to John Torres-Sterner, Associate Director of RPM, and he really looked at the map, went over there and realized this is not RWC property. This is First Walnut Creek Mutual property. So I'm asking to retire it.
So just one follow-up question. I understand why we're retiring this policy and I support that. Does Mutual One, I mean, do they have something that would say there's no smoking? I mean, that's their business, but do they understand they might want to adopt a
We
policy?
want to pass the policy along to
Okay.
one, but they would take responsibility
Right.
for adopting a policy related to that. We certainly aren't encouraging that this become anything different, but
Okay.
we need to transfer that.
Could you,
Ownership.
as a reminder, put that on our agenda for the president's meeting, the next president's meeting that we have taken, that we're assuming we pass it, that we're going to pass this motion so that they're advised of that.
Yeah, we will definitely let First Walnut Creek Mutual.
So I have just clarifying the location. I assume that the mutuals would be on mutual property, and then we have that street, and then we have all that hillside on the other side where this deck is hanging out over the cliff. Is that, I'm just surprised that it's Mutual One property over there. It just seems weird that it's this little kind of, it's
on the boundary of another personal private property, and they actually have, I believe, eucalyptus trees.
all over the place.
And so First Walnut Creek and the private person owner, they're trying to get help to remove, I think, the eucalyptus. And there's just kind of been
It's kind of been a long-standing issue between.
But it is mutual one
the-
property,
It
so I was
is.
just saying. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
just-
there
it seems
is a
weird that it's across the
private,
street.
there is a private property adjacent. And there has been a lot of discussion over the boundary lines there, property lines.
Okay. No, it just seemed weird that we have this street and then they got this little tiny strip like this that'd be on the other side of the street that would be, that we don't have control of, so, okay, that's it.
All right, any further questions? All right, then is there a motion made with regard to this?
I can, I'll move that we recommend that the RWC board retire rule 11610, smoking in Lions Point Park as the rule governs property that is not owned or maintained by Rossmore Walnut Creek.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion on the motion? Any objection? It be deemed unanimously approved. Thank you. Our next meeting will be held on September 14, 2026 at 1:30 here in the boardroom and over Zoom as well. Before we adjourn, does anyone on the committee want to request that there be an executive session today with regard to our meeting? No?
No.
All right then. With that, we'll call it adjourned.
Whoa.
Official time of 11 minutes.
11 minutes.